Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to the channel. In today's tutorial, I'll be going over a card transposition that I like to do. There are two versions of this, so two ways of doing this. Actually, multiple ways, but I'll just be going over two ways of doing this: the gimmick version and the non-gimmick version. So let's just go over one first. Let me just show you how one looks like. So we have two aces right there. So two aces, and we are going to have a selection. In this case, our selection is going to be the 10 of hearts. What's going to happen is we just keep our selection right in the middle of the two aces, just like that. And what we are going to do is I'm just going to keep the deck in my pocket. We'll come back to that in a minute. So I have the deck in my pocket. And what is going to happen is this: I am just going to wave my hands like that slowly, and the card vanishes, only to reappear in the deck face down. Oh, sorry. That is money. So face down in the deck, and as you can see, 10 of hearts is right there in the middle. That is a simple transposition. That is the gimmick version. The non-gimmick version is obviously different. For the gimmick version, you need a double backer. So you need a double backer. A double backer is essentially the gimmick you are going to be using for this. You might have figured it out if you've been doing magic for a little bit. You might have figured that you are going to use two double backers for this. So we have a double backer right there, and you are going to have your two aces. So two aces, and our double backer is on top. So our double backer is on top of the deck. Our two aces right there. And what you are going to do is you are going to keep the aces where they can sit. You can hand this to them, or you can just keep it where they can sit. Your double backer is on top, so I like to keep the aces right here where everyone can all sit. And I have a selection. And let's say we pick this card, for instance, the King of Diamonds. So the King of Diamonds is our selection. And what I just do is this: I do a particular move where I just switch out the King of Diamonds with a double backer. You can do it by either doing a second deal or a top change, like that. You switch it out for the double backer. It depends entirely on you. You can do whichever one is more comfortable for you. I won't be teaching the one that I used in the performance, because it's not mine to teach. But you can either do a top change, and if you do happen to know how to do that move, you can also use it. So you can do a top change, a second deal, depends on you. Just make sure you get that double backer into your hand, and their selection is going to be on top of the deck. And what you do is you pick the two aces and you load that card in their middle. So in between the two aces, just like that. They think it's their card. At this point, no one is actually questioning anything. You still think it's their card right there. But there's a problem with this. That's why I like the on-gimmick version. Is kind of almost like, it seems like they follow the card to the end. With this, once you are at this point, you can't show the faces of the card. But with the on-gimmick version, you can actually show the face of the card right before you do the vanish. And there are two methods for also the on-gimmick version. I'll just be teaching one. Maybe I'll teach the other one in another video. So we have this, and their card is on top. Their selection is on top. And what you're going to do is this: you're going to get a break in the middle of the deck. Now, the reason why you're getting a break is you're going to be doing one move, which is essentially this. So you have a break, and you're going to pull their card from the top into the middle of the deck. The reason why you're getting the break is so as to be able to pull the card into the middle of the deck easily. You're going to be doing this with one hand, that's the basic move. That's how the card turns over in the deck. It's quite simple, very easy to do. I'm sorry about that. So yeah, sorry about that. So yeah, what was I? Yes. So you have your break, and you're going to do this. You're just going to pull that top card, and you're just going to pull it right into the middle, almost like the break. The break just makes it easy for you to be able to do that turnover. You're going to be doing this behind. So behind you, as you go to put the deck in your pockets, you're just going to be doing this right behind. So you're just doing this. That is how to do the move. And there you've turned over the single card, because that's how the card turns over in the deck. So you have this, go behind. As you go behind, you do the move. So I'm turning the card over already, and then I just dump everything into my back pocket, and then I don't need to bother about squaring it up. When I want to go back to pick the card out, I'll just square the entire thing up. So we are going to do this once more. So you have this break, pull with your thumb around to the side, and then press down and inwards, and then you should have that. You should have the cards just separate by themselves, and then you've done the basic move of this. Now for the vanish of the card, of the double backer in between them, this This one might take a little bit of practice if you're just starting out, so it might take a little bit of practice for you. What you're going to do is you're going to line up the ace, the double backer, and their selection like this. You're going to line it up like this, making sure that the spacing between this is more than the spacing between these two. So the spacing, there is a larger gap here. You understand why? Because you're going to be doing this and you don't want to make the vanish seem obvious. Now once you've lined up the cards like this with you're going to grip the card or the cards with your middle finger right on top, your index finger folded on top, and your thumb at the inner edge like that. And what you're going to do is you're going to come out with your ring finger and you're going to push that card. You're just going to push that selection. You're going to push the ace. So the ace of diamonds, I'm just pushing it with my ring finger until it lines up with that double backer or their selection. So that's what I'm just doing. I'm just pushing the card till it lines up. But while I'm shaking my hands, I'm doing this, you can't really see what's happening. It looks as if the card actually vanishes, which is what you want it to seem like. So spread the cards, show them like this, and then as you wave your hands, you're just going from the top and you're just pulling down and squaring it up with the double backer. Now the beautiful thing about this is you can actually show front and back after the vanish. So the gimmick version and the ungimmick version, they have their pros and cons. You just need to choose which one is better for you. So you have spread, do the vanish just like that, which is quite easy once you've practiced it a little bit. You can just vanish it quickly, and there you just square everything up. So you square everything up, and then you peel out that single bottom card with your pinky. You just peel it out with your fingers like this. So you peel out that bottom card like this, and then what you're going to do is you're just going to do what do you call it? You're going to do a store Gordon's double like that, show front and back, and then line everything up. And there, that fix is done. You're going to go over to the next one, which is bringing the selection or the card from the middle of the deck. And then you just dump everything. Now to clean up this double, because it's a double backer, you just dump the aces on top of the deck just like that, and you spread to where their card is, so the king of diamonds, and then the effect is done. And that is the gimmick version of the effect. The ungimmick version goes something like this. This is probably going to be one of the longest tutorials I've done. So you have the ungimmick version like this. You're going to have your selection right there. What you're going to do is this: you are going to show them the card and you place the card right in the middle. Now this is quite simple. Now you place the card right in the middle, same procedure as before. You're just placing the card right in the middle. The only thing you're going to be doing is the vanish and an extra cup. So you do this Gordon's double, but you do not show the back of the cards. So you do this Gordon's double like that. And what you're going to do is you're going to load the card with the double behind the single ace. So you're going to load it behind like that and square everything up. And what you're going to do is you're going to do a gambler's cup. So how do you do that? Is you just pull down on that single card, your selection, and you just do the cup. It's that easy. You do the cup. Now there's one thing to note when you're going to place the card, the deck behind your back, because the card was selected from a face-up deck. You are going to, as you go to put the deck back into your pocket, you're going to turn over the deck face up behind your back, not in front, not in full view, just behind your back like that. The card is already turned face up. So you're going to be doing that while you go to put the card behind your back pocket. So I've done the move like that. The card's in my back pocket, and now their selection is underneath the deck. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a gambler's cup. Quite easy, a gambler's cup like that. I've cupped the card out, and then I can actually hand this to them. I can hand the aces to them as I reach behind, and I'm just going to be loading the card directly in the middle of the deck. How do you do that? It's very easy. As you go behind you, you would notice that if you just drop everything, you can just release it behind you and just push the entire card into the middle of the deck like that. So once it's behind, just make sure you push it into the middle. It's hard to explain without showing you, but you could possibly understand what I mean. So you're just going to push that card right into the middle of the deck. Then you bring out the entire, you square it up as you're bringing it out, and you bring out the entire deck, and then you can hand it over to them to examine. And there you have a card transposition. I don't know what's called it, but the card actually just vanishes from the midst of the two aces. That is the first on-gimmick version. The second on-gimmick version goes like the first gimmick version. You're just going to do a tiny bit, a tiny thing, a tiny change. This is probably confusing for you guys. What we are doing is this: you're doing the same thing up onto the points whereby you switch. So you are going to do a switch. In this case, you're going to do a switch. So you have this switch that card, as in the first time you're going to do the switch, and then you do this exact same move of the first time whereby you do that turnover. So you do this, and there you're done. Now they think this is their card. You can't quite show the faces of this, but with this one, once you've done the move, so it's just like the first one, instead of using the double back, you're using another random card, and then you do the move, then you shoot front and back, and you load that selection, the one with the double behind. Nobody's going to question it, and you just reach for the deck, and there the effect is done. So that might have been confusing for you. I'll go over it quickly, very fast. I'll just go over the performance. I'm not teaching it once more, just how it should look like. So we have this selection, the 12 clubs, and you're going to do the switch right there. So you're going to do the switch. As you go over to put the card in your pocket, you do the move. So you do the move as you go to put the deck in your pocket, like that. Do the vanish right there, and then you reach behind your pocket, bring out the entire deck for them, drop this entire pack on top, spread, and you see that one card is face down in the middle of the deck. And that is a simple transposition. I hope you guys understood that. If you happen to have any questions, you can ask me in the comments below. And I think that brings us to the end of today's tutorial. Catch you guys in the next one. Also, before that, also comment what next you would like to learn on the channel, and I would see if I could teach it to you guys in the next video. But yeah, that's about it. That is a simple card vanish, or I don't know what's called that. But yeah, catch you guys in the next one. Peace.